You rolling? What happened on 9/11 is a phony, you know, and we've never learned the truth about 9/11. The whole agenda is to create a one-world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips. And this is giving me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. Aaron, what do you think women's liberation was about? We, the Rockefellers, funded that. We funded women's lib. They do whatever they want to do. What we want doesn't matter anymore. It's their agenda, it's their plans that matter. They have all the money they want. They can make all the money they want. They have a machine that can make all the money. It's not about money. It's about control. It's about their vision of how they want to see the world. You hear George Bush saying democracy means freedom. No, democracy equals New World Order.
Shalom, Makim. We the brothers from the GMS SF Bay Area camp, coming at you with another interesting lesson through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. Blessed with another week to bring you this beautiful word. Lord's word, this lesson be edifying and exhortating to the body. First and foremost, we want to give all praises and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM QADASH. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who taught us the truth. Salutations to all you Akim through the four corners of the earth that's preaching his word in sincerity and in truth. And shalom to all you believers that believe on his word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to you. You know, I'm the brother Manasseh, and I got with me.
I'm the brother Yahawah.
I'm the brother Shamar.
You know, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, the Lord has us brothers linked up in the spirit. We on our way to the camp. We coming at you with another interesting lesson. Lord's word, this lesson be edifying and exhortating to the body. You know, we just gonna keep the saying that we have when we start these interesting lessons off with. We gonna keep that saying going through the spirit. We one day closer to our enemy Esau, Edom, the so-called white man's downfall. And we one day closer to our Lord and Savior Yahawashi's return on the earth. You know, and before Yahawashi gets back to the earth, it's mentioned that the Lord is going to smite this place, America, aka Egypt, with plagues as before. Meaning it's going to be a lot of things that take place ultimately before the ultimate destruction, which is the nuclear missiles touching this place and making this place into a desert. It's going to be a famine out here. It's going to be a global famine. It's going to be martial law. It's going to be a cashless society. Ultimately, they're going to implement the MOTB, the RFID microchip, and it's going to be mandatory for everybody to have pretty much an implantable device inside your hand to buy or sell, and that's known in the scriptures as what? The mark of the beast. You know, and you are to refuse that mark even unto death, as it tells you in Revelation chapter 20 that John saw the men of the Lord that were beheaded for a witness of Yahawah and refusing that mark. Some men had to give up their lives for this truth, and we getting ready to enter into the most dangerous time in the earth, where it's called the hour of temptation, where scriptures speak about to try every man that dwell on the earth. This devil is getting ready to come down with that great wrath.
Since you already going into it, what we were speaking about briefly before we started this lesson, it was going into this devil DJ Trump. He pretty much signed a memoranda on the 19th of this month of December, which pretty much closes out the year of 2025, and it jumps right into 2026, which every year through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, our apostle Tahara, he has for lack of better terms, a theme that coincides with the times that we're in and the prophecies thereof, which with this memorandum that this devil has signed, it's going to lead right into what the brother is speaking about, the hour of temptation, the MOTB, the MERK. This is going to assist in what this devil is trying to bring to pass. I'll just read a little bit on it. It's called winning the 6G race. Because that's the whole thing about, this devil Trump. He's trying to win every race. He's trying to win the arms race, win the Operation Warp Speed. They're trying to be on top of everything as far as Babylon the Great. And this is the pretty much the next phase of that. It says winning the 6G race. I'll just skip to the subject, read a little bit about it. It says, Section 1, Purpose. The next generation of mobile communications networks, 6G, will be foundational to the national security, foreign policy, and economic prosperity of the United States.
And they, well, you know, him doing that, along with everything else has been that the government has already been planning on doing, shows you that this is already part of the program, so to speak, because they already, next year, the same thing, another thing that's coming into being mandated is the digital ID. You know, along with them trying to push this, slowly still moving away from cash, like everything's all happening, you know, like he said with warp speed, everything's moving like that basically.
Everything is going to be, it's pretty much going to be a digital based society.
And they're claiming to do this for, you know, all the different things that he's going into in the article, or that it mentioned right there, like, you know, safety, financials,
economic
prosperity, because like that the digital currency shit, that's all they make it seem like it's for the people, but really it's just to be able to track everything. You know, you're gonna have no freedom whatsoever, no privacy,
and they're gonna ultimately do away with the cash, which I forgot where the you know, the national debt is at this point, but it's beyond repairable. It's no bouncing back. So what they're gonna have to do, they're gonna have to bring in a collapse and ultimately bring in a new system, which is going to be digitally based.
Like they've been speaking on with the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, and that's what you're seeing play out is them, like you had mentioned with the debt. Everything is going to just come into play to where it's like their justification for doing all these different things.
I'll continue on. You know, section 1, it says purpose: the next generation of mobile communications network 6G will be foundational to the national security, foreign policy, and economic prosperity of the United States. This technology will play a pivotal role in the development and adoption of emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, and implantable technologies, which is what? The C-HIP.
The C-HIP.
Because that's the only implantable technology that they got right now. Or that really you're going to need. Because they're going to have other little bullshit. Well, you know, the Neuralink. Then you got the other regular shit, the regular C-HIP you put in your hand.
But it all got to be, it all has to be implanted. That's the thing. And it's all gonna run based off of this 6G. You know, which we were going into it back during the time of 2020 when they were setting up all these 5G towers. You know, now they're taking it to 6G because they need something more amplified to deal with, you know, where they're getting ready to take things, man. So it's all falling right into place. It says 6G will also provide faster, more resilient, and more secure communication networks that can be utilized for national security and public safety purposes.
I mean, you already see the reasoning, some of the reasoning with the public safety shit, because like these random terrorist attacks that have been going on. And then they already, you know, maybe more happen with the New Year, you know, New Year's Eve. It's going to be that more of those events pretty much happening nonstop. Because Trump already said it with after the first situation that happened in D.C., he blamed, of course, you know, Biden and his administration, saying that they let countless people in America, which pretty much, you know, saying that they're already inside of America, all the people that could be potential terrorists, basically, and they don't know where. Well, like, you know, they didn't look into the people, so they don't know where they could be at.
You
can't just pop up out of nowhere.
You can't track them.
Which is part of his plan all along, order out of chaos. You know, use one president. Oh, he brought the chaos. Now he has to come in, Trump, and fix the problem.
He gotta come in with the order,
which is complete. Basically, they just following the blueprint of what the elites want them to do.
It says it is the policy of the United States to lead the world in 6G development. Certain steps are necessary to achieve the goal of this policy, including steadfastly advancing American interests and international standards bodies that will play a crucial role in 6G development, and identifying a significant volume of radio frequency spectrum that can be harmonized for 6G networks internationally. You know, it further goes on, but that's pretty much, you know, the gist of what this devil is you know, planning to do and getting ready to roll out. You know,
what this devil fails to realize is everything that this brother's read from that article, it's already been prophesied over 2,000 years ago that this was going to take place.
That's right.
Let's read it. Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what's going to happen.
Yep.
If you don't want to get down with the program, then they going to get rid of you.
Yep.
And you been seeing all those, Jake Ben heard about it, those different lists that they got for like the little the martial law camps, the blue, yellow, blue, yellow, red, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like to categorize people who like, all right, these people are with the program, these ones not with it. These we could kind of like persuade them to get on the program.
Yep.
This nigga been having those type of plans and whatnot years back, like damn near 10 years ago almost.
Yeah, going way back.
Yeah.
I believe your red list will be like people like us,
Right.
people that they just going to eliminate your conspiracy theories, your Alex Jones followers and shit. That actually know to a certain degree, because everybody's listening to the prophets.
Right.
To really know what's going on, but to a certain degree, those are the people they just gonna completely eliminate.
In which they, these certain guys, like you mentioned, the Alex Joneses, these different guys, they're all set up to pretty much lead these different people astray. So now you see who's with what.
Yeah, who's what.
Are these the people that believe in, the rhetoric behind Alex Jones, which we said, which is a puppet, but it gets to identify who's who believes what.
Well, and that's another reason why they're trying to switch up shit with the internet, to where it's like you're gonna have to eventually at a certain point, you gotta have your information connected to your account, so to speak, to browse it shit. So then they know what you're looking at. Like, all right, this person right here, we got his name, this and that. This is the type of content he want to watch all the time. So we already know they could like easily categorize you.
Yep.
Yep. They got a way of tracking everything you do.
Yeah.
I believe then they have the blue lists are people that just don't want to know nothing. They're ready to just accept what's been given to them.
Yep.
People that's just in the majority of you Babylonians.
Yeah, just searching up folly.
Yep.
The TikToks, the latest worldly BS.
And I believe the yellow list would be people that can be persuaded. Their minds can be persuaded to accept because not everybody's gonna go for it.
Yep.
So Esau is gonna try to back you into a corner where you're gonna be forced to agree with his agenda. When pretty much when you have no way to get food, you have no way to have shelter, because you got to remember this beast system is gonna revolve around everything in your life.
Yep.
Your shelter, your work, your food, your clothing, everything is going to be revolved around having this MOTB.
Well, that's why I said, mentioning when you keep reading on with the where you was at.
Yeah.
Revelation. Keep going. Revelations 13 and 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Yeah, and this is going to be something that's basically mandated for everyone. Nobody's excluded. All right, and that's pretty much what you see in the system being set in place for.
Yeah,
because when it's a digital system, you don't really have too much of a say so. When the so-called Great Reset actually takes place. Well, like out there in the UK or whatever.
Yeah.
They were saying like if you don't get this digital digital ID, you're not gonna be able to work.
Yeah, and I believe they said as soon as damn near, I think next month, if I'm not mistaken. So the guy that was speaking, he was pretty much saying towards the end of the year, the beginning of next year, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah,
they're jumping right on it.
Yep.
And you always see things happen first in these other countries before it come here to America.
Yep.
Just like when 2020 happened, other countries was locked down first, and then it came over here.
Just like what you see in China.
Yeah.
They got a social credit score.
There's no privacy everywhere you go.
Everything's
watching,
monitored.
They have facial recognition technology, so they know. All right, if you litter, all right, that's a points deducted.
Yep.
Now you can't go shopping over here, or now you can't do this. Now you can't do that.
And everything, they got robots. AI is at another level out there.
Yep.
You can go to different restaurants or different places where robots will literally serve you. They got self-serving ice cream machines, all that shit.
Well, they always show you in the movies what they really want to do.
Yeah.
They showed you that movie Minority Report.
Yeah.
Where he had those Asian eyes. He had his because he was they call it pre-crime.
Yep.
They had these psychics that can predict whether you were going to commit a crime in the future or not.
The AI system.
Yep. So if they predict that you were going to commit a crime, you'll be black from society, X'd out of society. Meaning, that would be like them cutting off your chip.
Yeah, they'll damn near arrest you.
Yep.
Like if they think that you finna commit like a murder or some shit, they'll just arrest you before anything even happens.
Yep. So he had to replace his eyes with some Asian dude's eyes, Mr. Makiyoko or something like that. He went into a store. Everywhere he would go, they would scan his eyes. Hello, Mr. Makiyoko. They would bring up his likings, what he liked, his clothing and shit.
Yep.
So they were showing you in the movie that everything you do is going to be based upon this digital system, and you're going to be tracked in every way. And if you go against what the elites want to do, they'll cut your chip off. Aaron Russo said that when he had the interview with Alex Jones. He said he was talking and telling Alex that he was having a conversation with Nick Rockefeller. And Nick Rockefeller said, look, we want to chip everybody with this implantable device. And pretty much he said, yeah, you're going to have a chip too. They said, your chip is going to say KMA. He said, what the hell is KMA? He said, kiss my ass. And pretty much what he was saying was like, look, you're going to have a chip that's, they scan you, oh, you good. You with them. But there's going to be other chips where if you don't go against it, at least they just turn your shit off. Where you blackball from society. And that's the devil having complete control. That's really the devil trying to be the Most High.
Well, they show you in all these different movies, like that movie Time.
Yeah.
Everything was like, it was a digital-based society. If you ran out of time, you pretty much was through. You died in the movie, but basically, if they cut your shit off, you could.
Yeah, time was your currency, pretty much.
Yeah, so they gonna put a society together based upon you moving within their system, with that chip being the main device you need to operate and move in the world. That's where you get your 15-minute cities.
And that's where like he was going into with the article dealing with the security. Like
Yep.
That's another reason behind the 15-minute cities as well. So it's like everything's easily manageable. Everywhere the person went, everything they bought, their habits. Like he was going into with the Minority Report. They just like with the algorithm when you go into any social media platform, it's based off of what you look at, what you like to buy.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be the same thing with your chip. When you get that, everything that you like to look at, go buy often, frequently. It's all like no privacy whatsoever. Everything that you're doing, and he could like cut you off from it.
Yeah.
The carbon footprint shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you had too much meat this week. We gotta cut you off. You gotta do vegetables this week.
You gotta eat zizzy bugs.
Yeah. You didn't work hard enough this week, so you can't. You don't get you don't get to spend your money on luxury things that you wanted to use it for.
It's pretty much Esau saying, look, you belong to me.
Yeah, it's like going to in 1 Thessalonians, he want to be like the Most High.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's why he's trying to create that whole system so he in his eyes he could be like the Most High, governing everything that's going on. He pretty much controlling your life.
Yep.
And by anybody accepting that mark, that's them saying that Esau is a god over them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the commandments that the Heavenly Father gave us. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. So that's why the judgment is going to be so terrible. It says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
So whatever position you in, whether you're, because there is no more middle class. You're either the upper echelon or you of the poor.
Yeah.
And then you have those that are in the prison system. So whatever wherever position you may be in, you're gonna be ultimately mandated to receive this.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Yeah, so you ain't gonna be able to function in society. That's where that's the ultimate trial of your faith, because now you're not even going to be able to go to like how Jake could go to the grocery store, buy groceries, whatever, move around normal, so-called.
Oh, or government assistance.
Yeah. Unemployment.
Everybody was bugged out when whatchamacallit, the food. They couldn't utilize EBT the water. Because pretty much all these people are heavily dependent upon the system.
Well, that's why you got the AI. That's gonna make people even more dependent, because that's going to take away a lot of jobs. And then what they've been mentioning here and there over the years, the UBI.
Yeah.
That's going to be you having to lean upon the government even more. Because like now that AI that took all the jobs, ain't no more, you know, like you was going into with China, nobody working at these restaurants, fast food spots, cooking food, truck drivers, taxi drivers, a lot of jobs getting wiped out. No new jobs are going to be created for all those people that lose those jobs. So their solution to that is going to be that UBI system, and then in order to keep receiving it, you're going to have to take that mark.
I believe it's in Revelations later on. It says he had deceived them to receive the mark of the beast.
Yeah, and he you know, this nigga, he a master with the witchcraft. These people are zombies. They believe whatever. Just like when 2020 happened, this nigga was doing it. He did sloppy work to us because, you know, Jay got the spirit, but like everybody actually believed what the nigga was saying. Like they really thought that they could actually die. That it was super extreme. Like you would think that it was over with the way that the narrative was being told and all.
Yeah, you would thought the end of the world was here. But you know, the scriptures say we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. We seen right through that bullshit. Dummy mannequins on the news and shit, you know. Fucking all this death, but where's the dead bodies at? Where the, you know?
Yeah.
So we're not ignorant of his devices. It says, here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Yep.
Now,
That's right.
now let me jump to the judgment, because like you got that what's that, Yahanawah? Talking about, you think the Most High gonna kill you for taking their microchip? Yes. If it's written, then it's gonna happen.
Yep.
Which goes to show that these guys have been paid off. It's gonna be very interesting to watch these guys, you know, try to manipulate the lies that they already told. Which that saying, with a tangled web we weave once we begin to deceive. You know, that old saying, because once you lie, you got to keep up with those lies and keep on lying more, that the truth is manifesting, and really it's gonna get to the point where you just gonna be shown for the liar that you are, man.
Yeah.
You know, and hey, your people gonna rise up against you, or your people just gonna, you know, just go ahead and receive it.
Yeah. This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. Now this is the judgment. If you do take it, give in to Esau's way. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
Yeah, and so everybody that do take that mark and worship, you know, basically you worshiping the image, you done. You know, you're gonna be part of that, like scripture going to. You're gonna be part of that second death, burning up in that fire ultimately, because all you're doing is prolonging your judgment by you sitting there taking a mark. All right, you did that just for what? Just to preserve your life for a little bit longer, but ultimately to still be destroyed. Yeah,
because ultimately the end all be all is America. Like we started off the lesson with, the Lord is gonna smite America with plagues as before, as he did ancient Egypt. The ultimate icing on the cake is the missiles. Right. So by you trying to preserve your life by taking this MOTB, you just temporarily, what the scripture say, I beheld Satan fall as lightning. What, you preserving your life for a couple more weeks?
Right.
It's gonna happen fast. It ain't gonna be a drawn out event where you hear 30, 40 years. Once the MOTB is established, YAHAWASHI is gonna be here any day. Because that's the main prophecy that we're looking for to be fulfilled before, you know, the destruction happens.
Yep. Which goes to show that with this memoranda being put into place, and pretty much them jumping on it next year, which is next week, you know, that goes to show that, hey man, we that much more closer to this man's downfall, YAHAWASHI's return. Everything's about to move even quicker. You know,
things is about to get extremely real. You know.
Yeah.
This is Revelation chapter 18. Well, Revelation chapter 19, verse 20. And the beast was taken. Matter of fact, let me start up a little bit. Revelation chapter 19, verse 19. And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army.
We're just talking about YAHAWASHI, because all these nations, they're pretty much going to stop warring with each other during this Third World War, and they're going to come together to try to make war with YAHAWASHI and the innumerable amount of angels. You know, you see that in movies like Independence Day. You know, which they get it from the scriptures. And I forgot that devil that was in office during that
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan. He spoke upon this.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why you have, like I said, with America trying to be ahead of everything. When what did Trump do his last presidential election? He made what, the sixth branch of the military.
Yeah. Well, what a coincidence! Everything has to do with that number 6.
Right.
6G.
That's true.
The sixth branch of the military. We read in Revelation 13 the number of his this is the number of the beast, 603
Yeah. And then another thing too that Trump did, changed it from the Department of Defense into the Department of War.
Yep, Department of War.
So showing you the spirit that that Esau's in.
Which it goes into that in an apocrypha. You know, it's going to be I forgot how it goes, but pretty much war within here, and then war within another realm.
Yep.
So it's war. It's all out. It's just war on war.
Yeah.
You know,
you got civil unrest going on, race wars going on, skirmish. You trying to go against these other countries.
Third World War going on.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have the YAHAWASHI coming. Him in the midst of all that taking place, YAHAWASHI with the angels coming.
Oh, what? And then it also mentions what? Michael the Archangel.
So stand up, because they said a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. The hour of temptation, because we gonna need help. This nigga Esau it ain't like the Lord got him on a low level. This nigga got some shit, and he gonna use everything he got in that time of trouble.
Which showing you, like the scriptures say, the Most High is a man of war. So, like, if you read a couple precepts up from that, verses up from that, it says what, the YAHAWASHI is coming back, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
Mm-hmm.
And what, Michael is the angel of war, man.
Yep.
Hey, so Lord, you want war? You about to get it?
Yeah, you about to get it. The Lord said, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Yeah.
It also says, touch not my anointing and do my prophets no harm. Yep. So eventually you're going to be forced into a corner where you're going to have to roll on the prophets. And that's going to be your biggest mistake you've ever made. Now let's continue. It says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet, the Roman Catholic Church, that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that have received the mark of the beast. So showing you by reading this, it's going to be something deceptive to where he's going to back the earth into a corner where they're going to be forced to say, this is the only way. Yep. We have to get this device to live.
Yep. And they're gonna, because they know that we're the people of the Most High, and our people vibe with the Bible because this is our book.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to use the scriptures to try to press their agenda.
Yep.
Just like they did with just Cesare in general, that using religion as a system to control and lead our people astray. Well, during the time of 2020, that damn demon Kamala, she was saying what? You taking the jab was you showing love to your neighbor.
Yep.
Trying to they had them pork chop pastors telling you to get the jab.
Yep.
Shit, you had niggas like Johanna, so they gonna have everybody, wherever system you have in belief in, or whatever leader you follow, man, they gonna have them pressing that agenda.
Yeah, they gonna have commercials and celebrities.
Yep.
Just like in 2020, you had all the president showing himself, he taking it. You had all these, and then you had celebrities or famous people in positions showing themselves taking it, like, oh man, you should go do it too. I did it.
Yep. Give you different perks for doing it.
Yeah, they offer you hamburgers.
Yep.
So with this, they just gonna offer you who know a significant amount of credits on your CIP.
Yeah, they may take away, because Jake gonna be
wipe away your debt.
Jake gonna be in debt to take away your debt.
Yep.
You got a mortgage. Your mortgage is paid off.
Yeah.
He gonna be real deceptive with it, and a lot of Babylonians gonna fall for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast.
Which is ultimately 2/3 of Israel. Because the hell with these other heathen nations, we're dealing with our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know? So those of our people, you know, which, like I said, is going to be a majority, they're going to be deceived into receiving this thing, you know, thinking it's the right thing to do, or thinking that this is going to get them out of the situation that they're in, you know, like brother is going into, thinking that this is going to prolong your miserable life here in Babylon the Great, which that's going to just seal your fate for death, you know, and thermonuclear destruction.
And them that worship his image, these both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. You know, so we in a time of great tribulation, great trouble.
Yep.
Do not take the MOTB.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and here it is. You got these other dudes doing all these goddamn podcasts and shit, but they're not going into what's getting ready to happen.
Yeah. Now let me get another scripture, because even if it comes down to us losing our lives, remember the scriptures say all live to YAHAWASHI, and the dead and the Mashiach shall rise first. So some of us will have to lay down our lives. It's gonna get to that point. So you gotta remember these scriptures. Now let's get the next chapter, Revelations 20, and let me see. Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast.
Yeah, so
you got it.
So certain you know, certain men and women.
Yeah, women too.
You know, because you go into the book of Maccabees, you had those the 7 sons and the mother.
Yep.
You know, that was slain for you know, not bowing down to Esau back then, when he was trying to, you know, Hellenize Jake and get them to pretty much disobey YAHAWASHI.
Yep.
You know, this devil is going to, you know, pretty much run it back, but this time, you know, more modernized with the devices that he has today. And you know, he already has these things on the book, the guillotines, the massive coffins, and all this stuff. You know, starting with our apostles and elder bishops on down, been talking about for decades. You know, it's going to be put to use for this exact moment.
Yep, the time when he comes with that great wrath. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi, and for the words of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years. Scriptures say the dead and the Yahushua shall rise first, so they're going to be the first to, you know, basically
get those new bodies and
be with the Lord in the chariots. And you better believe you're gonna get your revenge on Esau. Just like in the Maccabees, you mentioned how they had to die those deaths. They knew that they were coming back. So we all live to the Lord. Now let's get
Can I grab something real quick?
Yeah, you got it.
Just backing up that point. So like, I'm trying to locate. It's in Revelation as well. Let me see real quick.
You know how it go?
How do you go? Blessed are those that die in Yahawashi.
Oh, okay, blessed are those.
Let me see real quick. All right, there you go. This is Revelation 14 and 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them.
Yeah, so it ain't even like it's a bad thing necessarily. It's still a win. You know, whether you're a martyr or you make it all the way through and you receive salvation and be beamed up on the chariots, it's still a win, because you went out maintaining your integrity and your faith in YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI.
Yeah, you finished your course, as the Apostle Paul spoke about.
Yeah.
You know, whatever certain Southern brothers' course or lot is to be martyrs.
Yep.
You know.
Well, Paul said that I fought the good fight of faith.
Yep.
I finished my course. Henceforth, there's laid up for me a crown of righteousness. Because at that point, he knew he was going to die.
Yep.
You know? So the minute of the Lord it's a win. It's a win for the elect.
That's right.
You got it out.
Yeah. No, that was the it was just one verse. That was pretty much the point. The scriptures say, "He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved."
Now we gonna get this scripture, because don't think Esau. Don't think you just gonna get the overall victory over the Lord's elect. You just gonna kill off, chip the whole earth,
right,
and kill off everybody. No, the standard is gonna be lifted.
Yep.
Yahawashi said he gonna lift up a standard against them. Michael the archangel is coming. The angels, and ultimately Yahawashi himself is coming.
That's right.
Isaiah 59 and Isaiah 59 and 15. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey, and the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment.
And that's pretty much what you're gonna have going on as we're getting closer to the end. You know, everybody, we already are a target for not being part of this world. You know, not choosing the wickedness. You know, for trying to be righteous.
Yep.
You know.
And he saw that there was no man, and he wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto me, and his righteousness it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and a helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with a zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. Recompense meaning to pay back.
Yeah.
So Esau, you're not getting away with none of this bullshit that you about to come with.
Yeah, and Esau ain't gonna be saved.
Yeah.
His ass getting judged. You know, the Lord coming back to judge this nigga.
Yep.
Along with everybody, all these other nations.
Yep. Well, it says, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahawashi for the things we've done in the body, whether good or evil. So everybody is gonna be rewarded accordingly.
Yep.
And Esau, you got hell to pay, man.
Esau, you gonna get fucked up. That's all. You can't put it no other way.
Mm-hmm.
So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So there will be a standard lifted up against you, Esau, whether it be the angels coming down to defend the elect,
Yep.
whether the Lord bless certain men with that power on this side, to do, spectacular miracles, miraculous things are going to happen. And ultimately, Yahawashi himself is coming back. Let's go verse 20, Isaiah 59 and 20. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord. The Redeemer is Yahawashi. So ultimately, Yahawashi is going to return with the innumerable amount of angels to deliver us from this nightmare,
That's right.
And he's going to put you Edomites in captivity. Your new world order is going to come to naught. Your plans are going to fail, as it tells you in Job. He disappointed the device of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform the enterprise. You lose. It was already over before it began.
Yep.
This is the end of Esau's world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. After this, no more wickedness will be here on the earth. It will be a kingdom of righteousness.
Right.
All you other heathen nations will be in captivity underneath the Israelites, with Yahawashi being the head leader of the nation of Israel from the tribe of Judah, and with the elect pursuing the Romans in 9th chapter, being joint heirs with him and ruling this earth in complete righteousness. Thus the scriptures say in Matthew 6, Father, let your will be done on earth as it is in the heavens. And that's what's coming. The will of the Lord is to bring righteousness to the earth and put down wickedness. So Lord's word, his lesson was edifying and exhortating to the body. We want to give all praises and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
Shalom.
The whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what
everything,
you sell.
Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people. And you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intentions.
Eric,
You rolling? What happened on 9/11 is a phony, you know, and we've never learned the truth about 9/11. The whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips. And this is given me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. Aaron, what do you think women's liberation was about? We, the Rockefellers, funded that. We funded women's lib. They do whatever they want to do. What we want doesn't matter anymore. It's their agenda, it's their plans that matter. They have all the money they want. They can make all the money they want. They have a machine that can make all the money. It's not about money. It's about control. It's about their vision of how they want to see the world. You hear George Bush saying democracy means freedom. No. Democracy equals New World Order.
And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Today marks a historic step forward in our national security. Let's go live to reporter Sarah Martinez at the registration center downtown.
More than 50,000 people have come here this morning to register. This is the future of secure identification,
linking identity, healthcare, and payments in one verified system.
When the mark of the beast is introduced, countries will present it as a matter of national security. Every financial institution, from the banks, hospital, and even supermarkets, will state that it is a requirement that you have the mark.
I'm sorry, but without the mark, we can no longer provide you access.
Banks won't allow you to access any funds without it, and supermarkets won't allow you to purchase any goods without it.
You'll need to get registered before you can shop here, sir.
Hospitals won't treat any patient who hasn't been marked.
I'm sorry, ma'am, we can't proceed without your digital mark.
The mark of the beast won't be branded as evil. No, the mark will be incentivized. Early takers will be offered discounts and access to products and services. Then, gradually, those benefits will be exclusive, only to be available for the marked. They'll call it modern convenience. You'll call it a small price to pay, until the day you can't eat without it. Can't travel.
Reminder, all riders must verify digital identity before boarding.
Can't breathe in society.
I'm sorry, sir, we can't proceed without verification.
Unless you bear the symbol. You see, when the mark of the beast is introduced, the Antichrist will make life without it so difficult that many will simply cave into the pressure. People will feel the pressure from society to conform.
James Carter, please follow me to room 4.
You will see a desperate longing in the faces of people who just want life to return to normal. They simply want to be able to buy and sell freely. They want to work, socialize, and cling to whatever freedom they once had. The price to pay for this? A simple mark on the forehead or on the right hand. When the mark of the beast is introduced, you will see churches will be split down the middle. Pastors who once preached a sugar-coated gospel of comfort will fall silent, exposed under the weight of truth they never dared to speak.
I don't know what to say anymore.
Some will endorse the mark. Their deception will have no bounds. They will call it a blessing, a new beginning.
This is a blessing, a new beginning.
They'll say,
God understands.
And many will follow, blind and relieved to no longer feel the sting of conviction.
And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
When Elias Brotberger goes to work, he doesn't need ID, and he doesn't need money. In fact, much of what he needs to get through the day is hidden right there, just below the surface, in his hand.
You like to touch it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, weird. Yeah, it's like a grain of rice.
Yeah, a grain of rice.
Embedded in his hand is a microchip that serves as his keys, his ID, and his wallet.
Yeah, it's all in chip, so I use it like to get around the building.
Buy snacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's buy some snacks. Exactly. So I can't open it.
No.
Okay.
So what I need to do is I need to first blip my chip, and it will log me in, and from there I get access to the fridge.
Popular TV shows like Black Mirror have imagined chips as part of a dystopian future.
Install in-grain procedure with local anesthetic, and you're good to go.
In Sweden, the microchips are already here.
The microchip implants use the same technology that's in contactless credit cards,
which have made cash pretty much obsolete in Sweden.
No cash.
At this tech fair, a chipping event for those on the cutting edge, merging their hands with this new technology.
I thought it would be fun, right?
The process is simple and swift. A pinch of the skin, and in a matter of seconds, the chip is inserted. The transformation is complete. As for the pain,
I barely felt it.
But even in this nation of early adopters, not everyone is racing to get chipped.
Feel less human. I will feel like a robot.
I think, it's so much more data can go into this, when it's in your body.
There's no central registry tracking how many people are chipped, but biohacker Hannes Wellblood estimates between 5,000 and 10,000.
In the future, do you think everyone is going to be chipped?
I think it'll be voluntary, but I am certainly convinced that millions of people will find it very, very valuable to have a smart device under their skin.
Human microchipping may be our future, but in Sweden, it's already reality.
And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
And so what's happened is that because they've taught everybody that we're a democracy, which is not true, now, so then in 1913, they bring the Federal Reserve System into being, right? And now you have this Federal Reserve System, which then in 1913 got the right to create money for the government, when before that the government created its own money. Now the government, when it needed money, had to borrow it from this private bank called the Federal Reserve, which is a private bank owned by individuals, incorporated in Delaware. And so what happens is, now the government borrows money from them to fund the government. Then the government says, well, we have to pay these people interest. How are we going to pay them interest? Let's impose a tax on the labor of the American people, which never existed before, to pay the interest to the bankers.
In fact, in 1980, Ronald Reagan said not 1 red cent of your income tax money goes to run the country. It all goes to the Federal Reserve.
Well, it was the Grace Commission report that said that not one nickel goes to the infrastructure of the country.
And I guess Reagan quoted that too.
Right. And so, but the point I'm trying to make is that by creating this Federal Reserve System, the government now became dependent on these private banks for money. And they started taxing us, you see. And so now what happens is that in 35, I believe it was, Social Security started. And they gave you Social Security cards, said not to be used for identification, the Social Security number right on the card, right? And through Social Security, they started deducting money out of your paycheck. That was the first time they were ever could take money out of your paycheck, because people agreed to it because they thought it was going to their retirement fund. And so then when they instituted the income tax again, they started taking money out of your paycheck because Social Security could do it. And then they could do it again. You see what I'm saying?
And so now they've even taken control of the tax payment itself. I mean, literally like you're a slave. They're taking it right there when you make it.
Exactly.
They don't even trust the public enough to
send them a check.
Yeah.
Right. So they take it out automatically because they know people aren't going to want to pay it. So what's happened is that through the implementation of the Federal Reserve System, the government has become vested in these bankers, and they get their money from the bankers. And so then they impose a tax on us, which makes us more slaves, makes it more difficult for us to survive, right? Giving them more profits. And now what's happened is that through the Federal Reserve System, the bankers have pretty much taken control of our government. It doesn't matter Republican and Democrat anymore, because they're both the same. Neither one of them are talking about shutting down the Federal Reserve System or stopping the payment of taxes, or any of the big issues that face Americans, right? So I had a friend, Nick Rockefeller, okay, who was one of the Rockefeller family, and he, when I was running for governor in Nevada, he came to me, introduced himself to me through an attorney, and we became friends. We started talking about things, and I learned an awful lot from Mr. Rockefeller. And one of the things that we used to talk about was the ultimate plan of the banking industry, what they wanted to accomplish. And the goals of the banking industry, not just the Federal Reserve System, but the private banks in Germany and England, all over Italy, all over the world, they all work together. They're all central banks, and they're all part of the Communist Manifesto. Central banking is one of the major planks of the Communist Manifesto. We talk about America being a capitalistic country, but yet at the same time we have a central bank that plans everything for us, right? And the graduated income tax is another plank of the Communist Manifesto, right? So right there you have two major planks of the Communist Manifesto that have been brought in because of the Federal Reserve System, okay? So the ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one-world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one-world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is given me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what
everything.
you sell.
Everything is in there, And so they want a one-world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intentions.
And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken but endures forever. The scepter of the wicked will not remain over the land allotted to the righteous. Do good, O Lord, to those who follow you, but to those who reject your ways, bring judgment.
These will be the very people the Antichrist hates and seeks to destroy. The world will mock them. Screens will show their faces, branded as extremists, threats to national unity. News anchors will smile as they read off charges.
Tonight, another extremist has been identified, unmarked, uncooperative, a danger to peace.
They'll be hunted not because they harm, but because they refuse to bow down to the man of lawlessness. When the mark of the beast is introduced, technology will become the enforcer.
Scan complete. Scan complete. No mark detected.
Drones, scanners, surveillance will be the eyes of the beast, watching from every angle. Your movements tracked, your choices logged, every purchase calculated. You will not be able to hide in plain sight. The system will see you, and it will ask one question. Are you marked? Families will be torn. Fathers choosing survival, mothers choosing safety. Children begging to be marked just to go back to school. And in that chaos, hearts will break. Love will be tested in a way no generation has ever known. Because when your faith costs you everything, you will find out if it was ever real to begin with. When the mark of the beast is introduced, comfort will become a currency of compromise. But for those who refuse, there will be no compromise, no middle ground, just a narrow road.
Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken but endures forever. The scepter of the wicked will not remain over the land allotted to the righteous. Do good, O Lord, to those who follow you, but to those who reject your ways, bring judgment.
And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.